That's about as technical as it gets. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah!
I wouldn't say that was the radio. There's no one here. It's coming from further back than the radio. I wouldn't say that was the radio. There's no one here. It's coming from further back than the radio.
Minutes left on
That's
this.
the case then, David.
If what's the case?
If that's E inverted comma, the energy of the crystal,
Yeah.
I suggest in the moment when you hand something out to you, E inverted comma, the energy of the crystal, E inverted comma, the energy of the crystal, E inverted comma, the energy of the crystal.
got a good idea that you're here. You've left us messages before.
You should know by us, we've been here before, but we don't mean you any harm.
No, downstairs.
It's only downstairs.
What we're here for is to try and communicate with you.
Just for the record, there's a fly in here because there's a sort of move away from me.
Mm-hmm.
We mean you no harm. Bang very hard on one of the boxes here.
There's a draft going through here.
It goes again.
There's a draft coming up the
Who's touching
stairs.
the radio?
Nobody.
Is that just yours?
Yeah. I'll hold it in my hand a minute, but there we go. Sure, I'm just gonna.
Who was that? Who was that? Sounded like Rachel. Sounds like someone.
I can't see anything any different. Immediately heard what I wanted and made that noise. Can you make it? What's that? It's upstairs.
Is it?
I think.
Or is it in there?
In where in there?
Like, I thought it was downstairs to begin with, and I thought it was down there. I thought it was upstairs to begin with.
Yeah, I
I
thought
thought it was here.
I thought it was just down here.
Should we ask them if they're moving about?
Immediately heard what I wanted and made that noise. Can you make it? What's that? It's upstairs,
Is it?
I think.
Or is it in there?
In where in there?
Like, I thought it was downstairs to begin with, and I thought it was down there. I thought it was upstairs to begin with.
Yeah,
I thought it was here.
I thought it was just down here.
Should we ask them if they're moving about?
Yeah. I'd say that was the door.
It was the door, yeah.
Anybody there trying to get our attention then? Feel free to come and join us. It's quite tight closing, isn't it?
Yeah. It may just be settling.
certainly coming in the vestry. Just have a look. We're certainly coming in the vestry. Just have a look. We're certainly coming in the vestry. Just have a look.
What was this doing? Think that one there? What was that? Sure, where was that? Me too. Door latch. Because if we can get your name from you and it ties up with something, then so much the better.
Fucking hell, I did it again. Sorry.
If we can get your name from you and it ties up with something, then so much the better. If we can get your name from you and it ties up with something, then so much the better. If we can get your name from you and it ties up with something, then so much the better.
It'll be different. I think we're correct. Just get a line from it, I think it's complete. I think we're correct. I think we're correct. I think we're correct. Anybody else that can... What the... You can still hear that. But it was just really short. It's like a car that wouldn't have travelled more than a couple of feet. What the hell was that?
That's someone walking.
That wasn't the stairs, that was someone walking in this room. Check the tape back, last 2 minutes, 2 seconds. It's cold. I felt that through my shoes.
Oh my god.
Did you feel that?
Yes, I did.
It's like a car that wouldn't have travelled more than a couple of feet. It's like a car that wouldn't have travelled more than a couple of feet. It's like a car that wouldn't have travelled more than a couple of feet. Touched on that at the start. You know, if anybody here is a lady who would rather just have another lady's ear to talk to.
The fuck was that? You heard that, didn't you?
Oh, did I? Yeah.
Well, you didn't say anything.
Gob shut. Right. That was what? That was over there with a
What?
female whimper. Did you hear the whimper?
I heard something after it, like a...
But I didn't know if there was someone outside. I've got to see if this joins onto anything like the pub next door or something. I've got to check that.
Yeah,
Because that was almost through the wall, like if you had noisy neighbours.
it was, yeah.
Have you ever been in that church at night?
Which one was that?
Cooling.
No.
Cooling, not at night, no. It's been during the day.
Is it open at night?
Well, the vicar's, I was in there the other night because I had to deliver some stuff at the church.
It's been during the day. It's been during the day. It's been during the day.
Is there anybody to my right at the top of these stairs here? If there is, have you heard what Dave was saying? Can you respond to that somehow? Can you answer him? Answer us? Can you make a noise? If there is, have you heard what Dave was saying? If there is, have you heard what Dave was saying?
The best I've seen found that when I walked in there, I made that click myself. The best I've seen found that when I walked in there, I made that click myself.
If that happened, then would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
If that happened, then
that happened, the noise you're likely to hear is a crack. Yeah.
I'll be up, well, upstairs maybe.
Open the gate in front of the house.
Is there anybody out in the hallway or on the stairs or on the landing?
I heard a huff. Definitely heard a full huff.
I think you forgot
Does
something.
he work for the Huffington Post?
He should.
I heard a huff. Definitely heard a full huff.
I think you forgot
Does
something.
he work for the Huffington Post?
Let us know you're here in some way. Make a noise. Move something. Open one of these cupboards maybe. Open one of the doors. Throw something downstairs. Throw something onto the floor.
Yes, it is.
Where's Dad?
This is over there.
Oh, okay.
No, this is quite a long way down. It's not in review.
Right. It's not where we left off.
A long way down. It's not in review. A long way down. It's not in review. A long way down. It's not in review.
I thought I saw something move down the corridor then.
I wasn't looking at direction.
Trouble is, it's all into darkness, and there's that illumination from.
From my angle, I think I'll probably see most of the way down. There's a very slight illumination right at the very end. And illumination that's coming through a doorway just behind your camera.
Yeah, what I've got is that doorway, and then darkness, and then the green light at the end. But I thought I saw something just a foot back from the doorway. Hello?
Roughly where that noise came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, if that's someone trying to attract our attention, thank you very much. We can hear you. Can you do that again, twice in rapid succession, please? And can you do it now? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. But I thought I saw something just a foot back from the doorway. Hello?
Roughly where that noise came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, if that's someone trying to attract our attention, thank you very much. We can hear you. Can you do that again, twice in rapid succession, please? And can you do it now? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I know wind can be gusty, but it seems to me that the breezes and the coldness that we're experiencing isn't always in time with the noise of the wind outside.
Didn't you hear that?
No.
While Dave was talking?
What?
No.
It's like somebody kicked something further up the corridor.
Definitely didn't hear that. I've heard the fireworks
I heard
at a
them
distance.
Always in time with the noise of the wind outside. Always in time with the noise of the wind outside. Always in time with the noise of the wind outside.
Could have just been walking off.
I think you can probably tell that by watching some of those, and you can't always hear. Some of it is really quite a personal thing. It never quite catches it on camera. What you hear actually while you're there, the impact.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah. Watch your eyes.
Show them in front.
Never get scared.
I do, because I think it's probably fair to say that, might stand up because everyone at the back can't see me then. I think it's fair to say that things make us jump, and sometimes certain events can put us on edge, is probably a better word. Scared, as in running about screaming, no.
We leave that to most haunted.
I think I'm probably the most nervy out of everybody. It can be intimidating sometimes.
Do you ever get scared?
No. I think it's fair to say, as I said, things make us jump occasionally. I'll highlight an instance, and it was entirely my fault, and the footage will go up, I'm sure, as an outtake on one of our YouTube clips from where we were last weekend. We were in a church in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't realise Kim had moved. And Ian was relatively near me, and I was just about to say, sounds like someone's moving next to you, Ian, when Kim loomed up on my left side. And I did swear rather loudly. Because suddenly, full face of someone, and then I realised it was Kim. Entirely my fault. But,
So we get more scared by each other than anything else.
Yes, we did. Sorry, lady at the back.
Have you ever done any places in Tunbridge Wells?
You find one, we'll do it.
Yeah, more than happy to.
Provide yourself.
Yes, we have. We did.
Ask where?
Yeah, the Victoria Centre.
Right.
Yes, we did. Didn't we?
Really?
We did. We were invited into the Victoria Centre. Spent all night there, and nothing happened, and that's why it's not there.
You've not done the pantiles or anything?
No.
Half the problem we have, and I'm not going to waffle on this point, but it's a bit of a bugbear of mine, is that nearly everywhere we have as like a stock venue that we know we can access, or anywhere we get invited to, everything always seems to be east of the county.
There's more venues over there than this way.
Whether that's the most historical side, I don't know. Most mystical side, I haven't got a clue.
Okay.
But everything is always towards the east.
Is there any way this way that you'd like to do?
Anywhere you like.
Anywhere you like?
We will do absolutely.
We're not fussy as the bit that rather quickly scrolled through. But as you've seen, we've done castles, pubs, private houses, shops, shopping centres. If somebody says it might be worth you investigating there, we'll go and do it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better a property that has people within it currently. So you've got a current witness who's contacting us. We do get quite a few emails from people saying, I've got stuff happening in my house, can you come and give me a clue what it might be? So if you've got a current witness who's live and also is willing to be there while we're there, in case they are the focus for whatever the activity is, then so much the better. Otherwise, we're more than happy to look at historical venues, historical reports that are recorded somewhere, and we'll go to a location and go, well, does it happen when we're there?
Have you ever been to Hastings Castle?
Visited, yes. Investigated, no.
I'd like you to go there.
Can you get us?
Can you book us in? The problem with Hastings Castle, yeah, that's not so much the biggest problem. The biggest problem is it's English heritage.
And I have a flat rate fee.
Yeah, they do like to charge rather a large amount. And this is where we fall foul, I suppose, is the term. Because we're not a commercial group, we don't take guests along for 50 quid a throw and give them a thrill for the whole night. Because it's just us, and essentially it's our hobby, it's not our business. We can't afford those kind of prices. In a nutshell, is the answer.
An English heritage property is in thousands of pounds to hire for the evening, because they just charge you a higher rate as if you were to hire it.
But if you know someone there and they'll let us in for a smaller amount of money,
or if you know anybody,
we consider it.
Yeah. Anybody who lives in a private house that's having trouble, I mean, Dave's going to leave some cards. Do take one, because if you ever hear of anything, we're very interested in trying new venues. Private houses are always good because it's so recent, the activity, and you do get quite a lot of good results.
You said about
sorry, go on.
You said about the walkie-talkie you were using.
Yep.
And you've got another voice was one of you.
Yep.
Could that be like another walkie-talkie on the same range?
Yes, it's possible. Yeah, entirely possible. With any of what we've shown you tonight and any of what we normally do, we're open to a normal suggestion for what it could be. We're not instantly decided on the fact that anything we experience is paranormal. The first instance is, can we find out what it is? For instance, the banging noises in the house in Lancing. If we're in domestic premises, if it's got heating, what are the radiators doing? When did the heating go off? Blah, blah, blah. So is there another another exception. Buildings with flagpoles as well. You tend to find in the middle of the night a breeze will come up that you hadn't noticed earlier, and the rope will bang against the flagpole.
And then enough try and put it down.
It does. So little things like that. We'll always explore, if we can, to find the logical reason first.
So
yesterday's
World of Battle is an excellent example of this. The very first time we visited, they were reporting banging noises, and it 100% was their heating system. They replaced that and called us back, saying actually we're still hearing things, and the noise that we heard on our first visit had gone.
Yeah, it was a very noisy boiler.
It was an ancient boiler. And we probably spent a good portion of the night talking to an ancient boiler.
Got to try these things.
The clips you showed today and the ones I've seen on the telly all seem to be at night.
Yeah.
Do paranormal things only ever happen at night, in your opinion?
No, they don't. There are several reasons for why we're out and about at night. We've all got day jobs. We all find the time to be available afternoon and an evening of a weekend. Generally it's when our other halves let us out. Or not, as the case may be. But also, it's generally quieter for surrounding noises, depending upon your location, obviously, but certain places will be quieter at night. There's less traffic, less people walking about outside, and also generally you will see that most of those were in the dark. The reason for that is because if you're in a building in the darkness, people outside don't go there, and we have been. You do get passers-by banging on windows. If it's obvious there's a light within a building where there wouldn't normally be at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, we're quite happy to explain ourselves to the local police. That's not a problem, and we have done previously. But as far as passers-by and people being a general pain in the backside is concerned, it can attract those people if you're there A during the day or B at night with lights on.
Also, I think at night, by having no lights on, your senses are heightened to hear something as well. You're not distracted by anything.
It doesn't take away the fact that because your senses are heightened, so might be your imagination.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't negate that in any way.
I once lived in a haunted house here in Tunbridge Wells.
All right.
You could never describe who the person was, but I woke up one night and I felt this presence by the side of my bed. And it spooked me so much I quickly put the covers over my head, for it to go. It wasn't a malicious presence. It's only a presence.
Yeah.
You couldn't say it's man or woman because it's just a presence.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. But anyway, I had several daughters and quite a large family, and over the years we never mentioned it to each other, and then one night one of the girls said they'd felt one by them.
Okay.
And it turned out that all of us had felt something, except my husband. He was the only one that didn't. And many years after, we had some problem with the gas, and we had this man who came, and he'd worked his way right up from gas mantles, right?
Yeah.
And it turned out a maid had hung herself in that house. So whether it was her presence that was roaming round, no one knows. Because
the interesting thing there is something you said, is that there's independent witnesses who haven't discussed it.
That's right.
They've all experienced the same thing.
Yes.
You haven't shared that between yourselves,
No.
only after.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, if you were still in that property and that was still occurring, that would be a prime example of somebody, if they were interested in what was going on or trying to get some
Yes.
evidence of that, to give us a phone call.
Yes, well, I haven't lived in it for many years.
But that's a good example.
But it was an Edwardian. It was an Edwardian house, so it was quite old. And but it wasn't a malicious person.
Yeah.
It was just a presence. I mean, I couldn't say it was man or woman.
It's
I
interesting
couldn't
you
say
say
what
that
it was.
because the subject as a whole, you know, like we touched on at the beginning, or Graham did, you know, show of hands, you know, people
Yeah.
say absolutely not, absolutely yes, I'm all in for it, and on the fence, etc. But it's that sort of subject where you find that although people don't generally talk about it, most people could actually come up with a, you know, a situation that they can't explain, or they have a story to tell.
Yes, yeah.
You know, they may be kept to themselves.
Yeah.
But it's actually, it's not like a forbidden subject or anything, but
No.
when you get in a place like this, there's actually more people that come out of the woodwork that can actually say this has happened to me or that's happened to them. And there's more of it going around than people really appreciate. And what we like to do is just to follow that up and just see why does these things happen.
Yeah. I know there's a pub at Roberts Bridge that they've got a nun that walks around it.
Not in a pub.
Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't always a pub, was it? You see, it wasn't always a pub, but it's supposed to be a nun that walked around
Oh,
there.
right.
That's only a story I've heard. I don't know.
Yeah. Is the gentleman next to you with you, or did he have a separate question?
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Do you ever feel that you'd rather be in a nice warm pub with a pint of beer rather than a draft of a castle manor house at the middle of the night?
Quite often, yeah.
Surprised on what you see
Yes,
when you had a
we do.
few drinks.
Yeah, quite often. But, it's strange. The team has assembled gradually over the years, and some people have left. Some people have come back. I don't know why. Attracted back to us again. But on the whole, we're all really good friends as well. Because we're not driven to doing a business as well, it's quite a social thing. And a lot of the time, if you took 2 hours worth of footage from around what we've put together here, it would be us just talking about rubbish. Because in actual fact, all we do, the early clip from Valentine's Mansion was one of the early days when we were experimenting with, does this actually work? And you saw us with the glass on the table. One of the things you may or may not have seen on similar programmes about stuff on the telly. The answer is, it's never worked for us. Similarly with Ouija boards. We wouldn't, some people are a bit funny about them, and it's because of the reputation they have, I think. And it's probably because people have got far too drunk, experimented with it, and think really weird stuff happens. It doesn't. Drink makes weird stuff happen. No, the answer is, so we had the use of Ouija boards as well, and similarly, nothing happened. Lots of little machines that you press a button and lights flash and gauges go, and they're supposed to tell you there's a ghost over there because it's electromagnetic. We scrap those as well. And the reason we scrap those is it doesn't tell you there's a ghost there. It tells you there's an electromagnetic anomaly there, or it's a faulty machine. So we ended up with a format where we use voice recorders and we use camcorders, because our view was that the best evidence of actually something occurring, whether it's paranormal or not, is the fact that it's recorded, not what a machine says, and not what a board says or a glass says. So that's the reason in the rest of the later footage it's just us sitting around having a chat until something happens.
But there's something I think you ought to mention when we had another call is went to the car.
Oh, it's got to go.
See you. And we had 2 or 3 of these people down. I don't know, say 10 or 12, it's not that many people. Very careful, yeah. Sorry. Very heavy, not these light tables, the very heavy tables you get in pubs, about this size. And they said, well, 4 of you stand at either side and push down the table as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And this table nearly hit the 4 of us on the floor. Then he said to whatever this thing was, tilt it on 2 legs, then on 1 leg, and it started spinning. We couldn't stop it spinning. And then another person, there were 2 of these tables spinning as fast as they go. We couldn't stop them spinning. We were hanging on for dear life.
And what do you think that was?
We have no idea.
No, you think I've seen such things occur, and I've also, on occasions, been part of a group with a table that's done similar. Likewise. I can't explain what it was.
These are so heavy, those tables are running, and so heavy you couldn't lift it on your own.
Sure.
And the 4 of us leaning on it, and it just lifted like we weren't there.
Absolutely. I'm not sure. A lot of these things, particularly like that, and like the glass movement and things, are very subjective. Can you be sure that everyone who's in contact with that object is not moving it themselves? Is the first question. Trust. The second question of which is, does it move because you think you want it to move? Or does it move because there's a dead person making it move? And the distinction between the two is very difficult. Because how can you be sure it's not your imagination? And we've played with various experiments like that as well, and ESP and...
At the speed this was going around, there were not young people in there. They couldn't keep up with us, and they're all friends of ours. They didn't know anything about what was going to happen before we turned up this place.
Yep.
There was nobody in on it. They weren't friends of the people that came, and nobody could understand it.
It's really interesting.
That is an interesting one, especially as the table was so heavy.
It's seriously heavy.
And I know that you would not have believed it if you hadn't been there yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
There were a couple of youngsters there that were not our members, and they got their phones out, and they were quite frightened.
You sure?
They'd take a picture of it.
You sure it wasn't your imagination?
No. You weren't there, were you?
No, you weren't.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
I had an experience with a Ouija board.
Yep.
With my nephews a long time ago. And it frightened me because the glass was going here, there and everywhere.
Okay.
It was starting to spell out different things. And I packed it up, and it was something I couldn't explain. It was in the afternoon. Nobody was drunk, and just unexplainable.
So what they do say is that Ouija boards are a bit dangerous because the spirits that can be drawn into it are not necessarily friendly spirits that play with you. So I think it can be quite a dangerous thing to do.
And that's why the government banned it.
Yeah, and that's why not to do it. I mean, we don't ever do it in your own houses.
I think it's probably safe to say that amongst the team, all 6 of us, have at some point had a go on one. Used one, owned one, even in the early days when you go, oh great, let's go ghost hunting, right, well, we need a Ouija board, we need a candle, yeah, we need candles and ghost heads. No, we don't. But we've all used them, we've all had varying results. But the bottom line for us in saying, do we go out and investigate the paranormal? Yes, we do. Well, what use is that to investigate the paranormal? Not really. We're all to some degree prone to saying that we get names or we can describe people when we're in different places, or we get a sense of something being different in the atmosphere. Now there may or may not be our imagination, it may or may not be because we've been doing this a long time and we know what we're looking for. But again, that's not evidence. What's evidence is what we record. That's what happened, whatever it was. And that's why in the bulk of that, we won't have been suggesting to you what it was. It's just a piece of footage, and we repeat the interesting bits.
What hasn't come up in any of your clips there, and we've seen it on some of the other film you've seen. You haven't got any of those orbs you see.
Funny that, isn't it?
Go on, Freddie. Go on.
We've got we have had some footage. I'll let you do the technical bit.
Yeah, that's
fine. We have got some footage. When you're watching, slow it down, frame by frame. You can see the wings of little insects moving. They're not orbs. What we've captured are not orbs. I don't know what other people have captured. And similarly, bats as well. So suddenly some looming bright object, but when it gets close enough you can see the curves of those wings.
But these are inside a building, there wouldn't be a bat in here, for instance.
So,
yeah.
There's a bat in people.
But as far as general orbs go and photographs of them,
even video of them, we capture them in the thousands on every video. They're not paranormal. It is dust and moisture in the air. It is too close to the camera for the camera to focus on, but it reflects the light very strongly. So all you get is a bright spot, which may or may not be moving in an apparently random fashion, which is known as Brownian motion. It is random. It is dust in the air. If you were to take a video now in the dark and then put it on a cushion, suddenly there'd be thousands of them. Or if you were to move, you would disturb some dust and there would be thousands of them. Unfortunately, people like to get very excited about them.
Find faces in them.
Well, yeah, if you blow a picture of anything up to the nth degree, you will find that you start to see things in it. It's the way your brain is wired. It's called pareidolia.
However, if you do actually see them with your naked eye, then I think it is more interesting. Ian, do you remember when we went to a farmhouse in Canterbury? And I was with the owners in the bedroom, and there was a landing,
and I was in the room opposite.
and you're in the room opposite, and I saw a white ball of light go across the room, and like that with the owners. My God, look at that! And Ian saw it too.
You saw it going from left to right. On the landing.
Yeah, it was on the landing.
Because you were in that bedroom, and you saw it go from left to right across the
And
landing.
I'm talking
I was
about
in the
big
opposite
white
room,
ball of light.
so I saw it go from right to left because I was facing opposite.
Now, there were no roads around this house. It was in the middle of farmland. There was nothing around. But then I saw another one with the owners that shot down by the door frame. I've never seen anything like it before. It's incredible.
So to see them with your own eyes is different.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's always when the camera's pointing the other way.
Oh yeah, we're up on.
I had one in my hand, but I was sort of like that at the time, pointing over there. And,
We have one final question. No, it's not.
I've got one, sorry. It's not a question, but it's in Tunbridge Wells, years ago, when my son was little, I was looking after him one evening when my ex had gone to see a tennis tournament. I got called out to work with the alarms going off. Going over there, the building's it's an old church building, the crypt underneath, and on the panel I see there was sensors going off downstairs in the basement. So I didn't put the lights on, I thought I can go and see. Went downstairs with my son, he's coming on. I could see the door escalator coming down the stairs that way. The doors just come open. Bolted the door, come back. As I reached to the other door, looked back, and there was a great big massive shadow coming towards us. I said to myself, run! So we ran upstairs, and I said, no, come on. No. So I said, you stay here, I'll go downstairs. Went downstairs, with the shadow of a great parrot, which was downstairs, just go home and wear, but above the till, with the lights shining from the upstairs stairs. Yeah. So all I could see was a very big bloody shadow.
That's debunked.
Yeah, but never put it. Just explained.
Yeah.
But it's that easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is that easy to explain it.
Well, I'm sure some things have explanations. some things would have explanations if you knew the right questions to ask.
Absolutely.
And there must be some things that I think we've had a very interesting presentation tonight, whether we've taken anything positive from it or not, whether we believe that there were voices talking to us. I heard sound, I couldn't hear any of the words, I heard awful sound of rushing water. Yes. They're sitting there, there's a tap running. But it was very interesting. It's a subject that we can return to no end of times, but I think we've had a good time tonight, and especially so many people turned up. If we can show appreciation in a long way. Please be careful going down the stairs. Please mind the wife. Thank you.